Horror movies have changed a lot over the years, but if 2022 has proven anything, there is still room for throwback horror movies like X and Pearl. While people like to complain that movies today are not as scary as they used to be, there are a lot of horror movies that are still terrifying to fans, regardless of their history with the horror genre. When it comes to movie fans on Reddit, members seemingly love to recommend movies to each other, and it has become the go-to spot for finding the best movies in any genre or format. This includes horror movies, and Redditors know the struggle of finding scary movies for those who might be spoiled by the terrifying movies of the past. REC 2007, stream on Tubi. When looking at terrifying movies for people to check out who don't scare easily, Redditor Chomsky Revenge suggested the first two REC movies. For the first, they called it my all-time favorite. This was a popular pick, as another Redditor chimed in calling REC the best found footage film emo. With comparisons to the Blair Witch Project, that is high praise. It is really hit or miss when it comes to found footage movies and scares. In REC, the movie has a couple of things going for it. First, the story features a news crew following firefighters, so they have a reason to have their cameras rolling. Second, the monsters that show up are genuinely frightening. The Witch 2015, stream on HBO Max. Some people do not watch horror movies to get scared. But for others, it is all about the sense of dread and unease. When Redditor Tygel mentioned The Witch, they wrote, "I am just on edge and uncomfortable all the way through." A24 has made its name by releasing horror movies that are more than scary, and are actually terrifying and unsettling meditations on evil. That happens in The Witch, as the movie is a slow-burn horror story that quietly and ominously builds to some of the most shocking moments in horror movies in recent years. Hereditary 2018, stream on Fubo Showtime. One of the best horror directors working today is inarguably Ari Aster. Part of his success comes from the fact he doesn't mind crossing certain lines to make a movie as terrifying and unnerving as possible. Fat Cody wrote that Hereditary was terrifying and I've watched horror since I was a wee lad. The end of Hereditary divided audiences, but a close re-watch of the movie shows hints laid throughout the movie that played into the revelation. However, from the first major shocking twist, the movie threw people off until its last moment, with plenty of moments that proved Ari Aster is a modern-day master of horror. Mama 2013, stream on Peacock Plus. Movies featuring children in danger are a trigger for many people, including fans who don't get scared easily from horror movies. This includes films like the 2013 Guillermo del Toro produced Mama. Redditor Mr. Friend posted on Reddit that it was a movie that freaked me out but everyone else complained about. They also pointed out that it really bothered me. Mama was the debut film for Andy Muschietti, who went on to direct the two-part adaptation of Stephen King's It. Some might say that Mama is scarier than It, and they would have a good argument. From the two little girls raised in the wild to the grotesque mama spirit that wanted to bring them back, the movie had plenty of scares right up to the sad finale. The Thing, 1982, stream on Peacock Plus. For those who can't get into modern horror movies when it comes to their fear factor, there are still movies from the past that bring the scares. One of these is John Carpenter's classic monster flick, The Thing. Redditor Twigling called it a great, imaginative story that's told by a director who knows how to get under your skin. It is an easy recommendation to send people to discover The Thing for the first time. What makes this movie so great is the sense of isolation, with the workers at the research station not knowing who they can trust as the shape-shifting monster roams among them. Add in some impressive and grotesque practical effects, and this movie has everything a horror fan could want in scares. Oculus 2013. Stream on Hulu. Mike Flanagan has made a name for himself recently with scary output, both on the small screen with The Haunting of Hill House and the big screen with Dr. Sleep. He has been doing this for a long time, though, and one of his early movies is Oculus. Redditor Drinkwater 574 wrote, "It is hard for them to find scary movies, but Oculus has some unsettling scenes and I find the story really exciting." Mike Flanagan has a proven deft touch at creating very scary sequences in movies. However, not enough people have seen Oculus. The movie about a mirror that might have caused a family death and suffering through the years has a sense of dread seeping throughout, from start to finish. Sinister 2012. Stream on Peacock Plus. One thing that will change whether a movie is scary or not is how a person watches it. Redditor Rohinton mentioned that watching a horror movie with friends on a sunny afternoon won't be that scary. However, they suggest watching Sinister alone, at night and with all the lights off, calling it definitely unsettling. Blumhouse has made a fortune at the box office from taking smaller budgeted horror movies and turning them into massive success stories. In Sinister, the scares are mostly thanks to Ethan Hawke's impressive performance as a father who has a strong interest in the paranormal, and when he realizes he doomed his children, it is too late. The movie is a masterclass of terror. A Tale of Two Sisters 2003. Stream on Shudder. There are many terrifying Korean horror movies, especially to American audiences who have not experienced this style of horror. One of these movies is A Tale of Two Sisters, an underrated psychological horror movie that received an American remake called The Uninvited. Viewers would do best to watch the original, as Grace_Omega wrote, "It spooked me pretty good back when I watched it first." The original A Tale of Two Sisters has great acting, and it possesses enough Asian horror tropes to scare most American horror fans. The story is also smart, with a young girl believing her new stepmother wants to kill her sister, but the viewer realizes later that nothing is as it seems. The Blair Witch Project 1999. Stream on Hulu, HBO Max, Peacock Plus. Those who live around wooded areas are likely to be the most scared when watching The Blair Witch Project, but it has plenty of scares for most people who view it for the first time, even with so many years after its release. Redditor MBW wrote, "The movie didn't scare them so much when they saw it, but I distinctly remember getting creeped out a few nights later when I was driving on a dark forest road alone." They are right, as anyone who lives near wooded country likely slept with their lights on after seeing this movie. 1408, 2007. Stream on AMC Plus. Stephen King adaptations are often hit or miss. However, some of his better movies are overlooked, and 1408 is a perfect example of this. The movie stars John Cusack as a paranormal investigator who doesn't really believe. Redditor Snafu Sports wrote that it was his self-narration and stubborn attitude that made it so scary. That voice inside of their head that helps them question the fabric of reality made it very unsettling when bad things start to happen. Cusack was the star here and carried the sense of terror and dread in scenes where he had nothing to act against but the unseen ghosts.